The Myth of Sisyphus, Deceiver. Sisyphus was probably the smartest man of his time. The smartest, yes, but certainly not the wisest. Like his ancestor Prometheus, he dared to interfere in matters that concerned only Zeus. One day, Sisyphus went to the young and beautiful Regina, who had been kidnapped by Zeus's eagle, and he sensed that he could take advantage of the situation. Sisyphus was the founding king of the city of Corinth, but there was a shortage of fresh water in his kingdom, and Regina was the daughter of Aspoa, the god of rivers, who was very upset about the disappearance of his daughter, goes to Aspoa and says, "I know where his daughter is, but this information has a price. I want you to create a source that will provide water to my kingdom in return." Aspoa accepts the deal, but Sisyphus brings a piece of his daughter. Aspoa is enraged by Sisyphus' action and orders Thanatos, aka Death, to find Sisyphus and take his life. But Sisyphus, who was quick and cunning, came up with an idea and turned to Death and said to him, "It seems that my time has come. I did not expect to die so young, but I must admit that you have surprised me with your splendor. You are indeed a magnificent deity, and among the various gods I have met before, I have seen very few with such a distinctive and elegant bearing. Before I leave, I would like to offer you some ornaments that will make your existence even more magnificent." Thanatos was flattered by such praise and decided to accept the gifts Sisyphus gave him, a pair of bracelets and a necklace. But in reality, he had given him shackles and a necklace. The king of Corinth had done what until then had seemed impossible. He had managed to cheat Death and made Thanatos his prisoner. Time passed and no one else died. The wars encouraged by the god Ares no longer gave him pleasure. Since no one was dying, the gods decided that something had to be done, and Ares went to Corinth to free Thanatos, who went in search of the king to complete his mission. But Sisyphus already suspected something like this would happen, and told his wife that if he died early, he would not be able to perform a king's funeral services. When he arrives in the kingdom of Hades, after receiving a great reproach from the great god Sisyphus, he comes face to face with the god of the underworld, who looks very unhappy. "I know I have behaved badly towards you and caused you to be prejudiced, but that was not my intention. If I had known I was going to harm the great god of the underworld," he continued, "although I am in your debt, I have a favor to ask of you. My hateful wife refused to give the proper funeral rites to a king so dear to her people. I have been discarded by my people like the corpse of a dog, and so I beg you to allow me to return to the world of the living for just one day so that I can take revenge on my wife and give me a funeral that honors the realm of the dead. I will allow you to stay in the world of the living for just one day, but on the evening of that day, you must return to my land." Sisyphus returned to Corinth, and there he found his wife, and with her a self, and hid and cheated Death once more. Sisyphus lived to his last old age until his inevitable end. When he returned to the underworld, his intelligence could no longer help him, so Hades threw him into Tartarus, where he was punished by rolling a stone to the top of a mountain. But every time he approached the top, the stone became too heavy and rolled back to where it started. And so, Sisyphus continued to suffer his punishment, again and again and again, forever and ever.